evening, Minister. I want you to address an urgent matter. The leader of the opposition had a press conference today based on the two letters that the president would have sent to GCOM. He has basically called the president a fraud and also attacked his religion. Could you explain exactly what happened?
Yes, thank you very much. Must say, first of all, I'm appalled at this continued behavior by the leader of the opposition. Firstly, let me repeat that a letter of invitation was sent to the leader of the opposition for a meeting with the President, His Excellency the President, on the 6th of March at 1100 hours at the office of the President. We made that public after the letter was sent to the leader of the opposition. One would expect that under the normal decency and by virtue of democratic behavior, that the leader of the opposition will respond to the president, indicating whether he will attend that meeting or not. But not to hear in the media that he has said he's not attending. I trust that since this meeting is going to be held on the 6th of March, that we still have enough time between now and then for the opposition leader to properly be advised by his advisors, if in fact he listens to the advice of anybody, to recognize the importance of that meeting. We have always said that the president is prepared to engage the leader of the opposition on any matter of national interest. We consider this to be one such matter, and therefore that's why the president invited him. So it is our hope that after mature consideration, the leader of the opposition will change that stance which he has taken today and attend the meeting. The second issue has to do with a claim of fraud. Now, I've never heard anyone level such an accusation against President David Arthur Granger. A man, a Christian man, who espouses and who practices Christian values, who understands the Bible. And while this gentleman today has been talking about the Bible, I really do wonder if he's ever read the Bible. Because if you are to accuse the president of fraud, what you're saying is that the president deliberately, in fact, if you were to check on the definition of fraud, there are several definitions. The law has a particular definition, but the ordinary usage of the word fraud means that it's an act of deceiving or misrepresenting. Now, this is what the leader of the opposition is seeking to say that the president did after two letters were released that were addressed to the chairman of the Elections Commission, not to Mr. Jagdeo. These letters were addressed to the chairman of the Elections Commission. We have not heard the chairman say that he felt deceived or that there was any misrepresentation in what the president clearly said. The first letter was sent off. In fact, the president received a letter from GCOM on Monday. He was leaving for Cuba on Tuesday morning. And therefore, his first reaction was to acknowledge receipt of that letter. Later on in the day, after the document again was read a second and third time, it was recognized that GCOM was basically saying that they needed money and they needed to set out a timetable for elections. And so the president felt it was necessary to invite them to a consultation so that those matters can be dealt with. So there are two letters correct. The first letter is an acknowledgement of the chairman of the Elections Commission's letter. The second letter refers to the first letter. It says that I wrote you earlier and I'm now saying further. So how could you now say that this is something that is doctored? When you, the author of that letter, acknowledges that I did send one and this is the second one I'm sending. So if Dr. Jagdeo, Mr. Jagdeo, the leader of the opposition, wants to go ahead and rant and rave, as seemed to have been the case here, refusing to answer questions, legitimate questions posed by the media, then it is all his right to do so. But I believe that for the good governance of this country, for the order of this country, that the leader of the opposition should avail himself of sound advice and respond in a manner that is befitting the office of the leader of the opposition, and not to go about running people down, berating them, berating the high office of the president. The president has never descended to that level to describe Mr. Jagdeo or anybody in that way, that he is now seeking to describe the president with disrespect. And this is something that I believe not only the government will take very seriously, but all Christians, all people of religion all across the world must recognize that this is an attack on the religion of the president, an attack on order and good governance, and he must be condemned in the strongest possible terms for this level to which he has sunk in this press conference. I'm also calling on all right-thinking Guyanese to condemn the leader of the opposition for this level to which he has sunk and for which he is trying to take the society into the pit to which he has descended. And so this is my call, and I believe that the citizens of this country, the citizens of the world who see what has happened, who would recognize the chronology of things, will condemn him for this stance which he is taking today and seeking to throw this country every day into a certain level of lawlessness. It's unacceptable, and the leader of the opposition must understand his role. He must understand that he has a responsibility to this Guyanese society and that he should take his responsibility seriously. I believe that if he avails himself of good advice, that he will understand his role in a better way and be able to act in a more mature manner.
Minister, he's also said that he's going to take this issue to the international community because, it's a matter of fraud and all of that. Do you have anything to say in that respect?
Well, I cannot be responsible for Mr. Jagdeo's comprehension of simple chronology and simple English language. If he takes the time enough to read, then certainly he would be able to understand. So taking it to the national community, taking it wherever you want to take it, you will only embarrass yourself because people will be able to read and understand exactly what the president is saying, and that these are two letters that were sent to the chairman of GCOM, not to Mr. Jagdeo. And so that if he is now saying that his commissioners only gave him one letter, that is not our business. The chairman of the Elections Commission acknowledges receiving the two letters. And so that must be made clear. So even while he was ranting and raving, his commissioners at the Elections Commission had been in receipt of the two letters.
Thank you, Minister.